Me and Ben, Chris. Matter of fact, give us
I'm
5
here.
minutes.
I'm not saying
Come back
anything.
in 5 minutes.
I'm just watching, bro. I'm sitting there watching, bro. Relax.
Okay.
Sitting there watching.
Let's go back to where we were. Okay.
All right. We talk. Listen. Look, here's
right
my
here,
piece.
man.
Here's my piece.
First, I would like to say before you go, if I was gaslighting you, Ben, right? That wasn't my intention. So I do apologize if I was gaslighting you. That wasn't my intention. I barely even know what the fuck that means. But go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
All right. So for the record, I talked about this morning on my stream as well. Tommy and I chatted the last couple of days. I feel like we're on 100% the same page. Oh, as I watched Texas throw a fucking trick play and they almost connect. That was amazing. We're 100% on the same page now. I think for both Tom and I, like, we have an idea of how I want to just continue the growth of the show. I do felt that during that conversation earlier this week, which to be fair, I was a moron by bringing this up publicly anyway. You came in, we had a conversation, you brought up. I felt like during that conversation, like Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever the fuck it was, I did feel like I was being gaslit a little bit. Like, I felt like, a certain example was brought up about merch and attempted truth was told in the channel and it was just not true. So that was kind of my opinion on it, but I don't know if I don't think you were trying to intentionally do it. I think we were all, feeling some type of way because I said stuff publicly and then you and I talked it out and I think we're in a good spot now. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah. The only thing I disagree with is that, what did I say that wasn't true?
In that conversation?
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like this is what got weird about it is like, and maybe it's just on me on how I said it publicly. It was like, my issue is not really with you because like you do you and like we work around that. Like you stream, you fucking grind, like all this shit. Like if we run shows and you feel like we want to run shows, we want to run it. I feel like there's a lot of other operations around the flank and we've got like a pretty solid team that we could be doing a lot better. And that was more addressing that. But then it kind of snowballed like into this like, oh, like me and you were beefing and like Ben feels that like Tom isn't like pulling his weight and Ben feels like he's the only one doing it. And again, if I like in that clip kind of it came across because I'm bad at verbalizing things, like that's not me. But I think like that's not what I was trying to say in that situation.
Yeah, I think what other people were saying is what got me so mad. Like, because you said something and I think people took it into like so many different directions and were just saying things that just weren't true. And I think people thought they thought that you meant this, but that's not what you meant, right? Like you were talking about
this. It's not what I meant. And honestly, bro, listen, I'm gonna give you an example of another situation on Reddit because I don't want to distract from this, but this speaks to my like greater point about Reddit during this offseason. Like people were just fucking bored and they're starting to just start shit. Bro, Maven was getting cooked on Reddit in the last 2 weeks, bro, like making a fucking innocent joke on Twitter because a bunch of butthurt fucking fans are annoyed that he continues to pick fucking A's in matchups that he should pick in them. And it's like, people were just actually just trying to find shit to just like whatever on Reddit. So my personal opinion is like, we appreciate the feedback you guys give us. We always check it, make sure to post to the community. But like this thing snowballed and like, I think people are saying some crazy shit on social media, absolutely crazy shit that I don't think either Tom or I feel is the truth in the situation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about our situation. I could care less about anything else. But I'm
just trying to speak to my greater point about it. Like, yeah, I think people are just fucking bored.
If you felt gaslit or you felt like I was gaslighting you, that wasn't my intention. So I do apologize for that. If you felt like I was gaslighting you, a lot of people on Reddit were saying I was gaslighting you. I wasn't trying to do that. I was just a little flustered because I just felt like some things shouldn't have been talked about on stream, and it, obviously I was flustered.
No, which is correct.
You know what I mean? And we talked about that. We talked about that. That's the only reason why I was flustered to begin with. And I could have handled it better as well, Ben. Like me bringing it back up on stream, right? Being petty. Listen, Ben, you know me. I'm a petty motherfucker, bro. You know what I'm saying? Which is not my best trait. So that was a little immature of me. I shouldn't have brought it up on stream. We should have just let it go. But, you could understand my frustrations to when I saw the clip and when I saw what people were saying. Like, you can understand from my POV why I was frustrated.
I totally get it. And then we got morons in chat saying Ben acts so intelligent, but he'll actually be able to take account.
Don't read the chat. Don't read it because it's never going to be good. The chat, Reddit, it's never going to be good. This is between
a ridiculous
us.
Statement.
You know what I mean?
It's a ridiculous statement because people are just like not listening to this conversation, in which I started this whole thing by bringing it up publicly, and I apologize. So I guess people don't have listening comprehension sometimes. Either here or on Reddit, so it is what it is.
And Ben, this post right here has 200 thumbs up, right? And this guy said keeping you accountable, right? Like keeping me accountable. I just want to like make things clear that like I care a lot about the show. You know what I mean? Like Ben, like you can probably attest to that. Like me and you talk all the time about the show behind the scenes. I care, bro. Like I care a lot, and I've agreed with you off stream about running more shows. And in terms of executing that, yeah, we do need to do a better job executing it. But I'm on the same page as you with a lot of the stuff that you were saying. You know what I mean?
And Chad, there's like, there's stuff around the show in terms of the growth that is like not like, I think my bigger point is like there are a lot of things we're doing around the show and the Flink brand. And, I think my frustration was sort of, I felt like the progress that we made this year could have been a lot greater. And I feel like the team has responded well to that criticism because I think it's valid on my end. But it's not like, to be clear, like, and I just want to get annoyed. It's like people felt like I was coming at you and saying like you're the problem and like this is on you and that's why we're not running shows, and like that's just not true. Like,
yeah, I guess it's just when you said the flank overall and that you said I do this and I do that, right? Like a lot of people,
and that's a problem. I was just ranting on my fucking stream,
right? And I think people can interpret that in so many different ways, and that's why I got so I wasn't even like angry. I was sad. Like I was sad. I was like, bro, like I care a lot about the show. You know what I mean? So like, like seeing people say that stuff was just like triggering me because I was like, bro, like I put in so much time, especially during the season. Off season, I've definitely took my foot off the gas because I've been focusing on other shit, like the throwback tournaments and just playing games because I feel like during the season I don't really get an opportunity to play different games. But I do agree. I agree with some of your points. We kind of already went over that. But I just want to address like some of this stuff on Reddit because I did a Q&A and a lot of people were talking about it. And obviously, I want to address it that way. We don't have to address it during the show. Because during the show, who knows what would have happened during the show, Ben? You know what I mean?
We have a lot of fucking talk about today.
Yeah, we're actually gonna have a good show today. Which, by the way, we were gonna run this show. We were gonna do this show. Especially because I thought Carolina was gonna announce their roster, but come to find out, I found out this morning that they still don't have anybody locked in or signed.
Where did you think that was gonna?
I don't know if it was like a tweet or something. I thought somebody like tweeted something or said something. I don't know what it was, bro. But I saw something that made me think. Did they tweet out did they tweet something out like a locked emoji or something? Didn't they tweet something? They tweeted something out, bro. They tweeted something out which made me think they were going to announce a team. So I was like, what's going on?
They announced their brand. Like they were doing some like baiting before they announced their brand, but like, I mean, and I'll say it again on the show if it comes up, like LIG, Carolina, Vegas, like I would expect at least one of those teams will not announce their roster until potentially after the game comes out. Like they're not in a fucking rush to build their teams right now. The like players are not going to come off the market now. These three teams are left. Like they're not in a fucking rush to make these decisions.
MC poked me as Ben live. Let's talk more off stream about this subject. We're both men and need to handle this, Tom.
Dude, he's so annoying.
MC's fucking hilarious.
Oh my god, this kid is
but I will say, I mean, I'll say it now before the show because it doesn't really matter. I'll say it again on the show just for YouTube, but Carolina doesn't have a single player signed to their roster yet.
Nope.
I mean, I've talked to a lot of people.
LAG's got zero.
None of them. LAG, Vegas, and Carolina literally have zero, which is fucking insane. But
that's good business.
It's good business. Yeah, that's good business. But I'm glad to clear the air a little bit, Ben, because I'm just seeing a lot of people on the Reddit questions just coming in with some fugays, and I don't want to scroll through that and go through it on the show because it'll just be dumb. I think we should do it off the show. But I'm glad that we got it settled, bro. And